Well, greetings, everybody, and welcome to our first real episode of 2025.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Things are going to be kind of slow moving out. Still have to work with Dave some on his stuff, so I wanted to get at least a little bit of traffic to my site before I shut back down and go radio silent again. So, we had some pickups during the holidays and such, so I thought we would just try and get through some of those. And, of course, I brought Dave on with. So let's just get on and get started. First, I wanted to...
Oh, hey guys. Good morning, Dave.
Oh, good morning.
I wanted to advertise that, of course, the newest AI Assholes album is out on the link below.
Oh,
$5 will get you these lovely, this lovely disc with all these lovely songs. And this is actually Jake's copy when he can get over to get it.
Woo!
And I have my copies, so make sure you go over and get them.
Link is down below. Then we also have Dave's Bridges from Nowhere from Drown Out. Drown Out Dark. So we've got one here, and one here. And those are also on sale on the link below. So, if you want to...
Yep, these are the first three albums from the concept. The reason why they're called Bridges from Nowhere is because the home bridge in Milwaukee used to actually go nowhere. Then the city decided to actually continue the track and make it go somewhere.
Well, that's good.
Novel idea.
So, we're going to just try and run through as quick as we can. I've got a little combination of Christmas gifts and some stuff I got from Mo. And a couple other things here and there, but not a lot. And so I'll just start. There we go. So I'm going to start with a big one that came from Mo. Mo has been kind of trying to queue up some money. So I've got these, and once I've gotten my collection room done, which I've been redoing that for almost all of last year, but this year I'm going to finish it, darn it. I'm making progress. The animation section is done. So I got these figurines that kind of go with this. All I need right now is a Ginger Deadman figurine. I've got like a big thing of him, but I'm wanting to get a little one of him to go with everybody else there. But these are the ones I have. And by the way, these are not going to be very sensitive. So be wary. These are kind of offensive. Oh, gosh. I'm starting with one of the more ones. These are full moon figures, as they call them. And they're characters, yes, that have appeared in full moon movies. We have this one here, which I'm not even going to say the name of. We've got the Crack Whore.
Oh, shit. You got a couple of cool ones.
We've got Joe Cracker. Racist collectors beware. We've got the Butt Pirate. And finally, we have Hambo. And these will go pretty rare. These will go pretty well with my Gingerweed Man and Evil Bong figures.
Really?
I'm like setting them out in front, like of my. I'm going to do like a horror display section of like horror box sets and such.
Really classing up the joint with those, aren't you?
Oh yeah, well they're going in my laundry room area, so they're not exactly going to be going right there with everything, but.
I'm just going to say real quickly, without showing them, I got head of the family and pride of the family from him.
Oh.
So
there you go. Well, any case, I'm going to move on to Dave and then to Jake, and then we'll cycle.
Alrighty. I'm going to count these two series as two things. So, HBO used to sell this series like for like $60 a pop. I got the entire series of 6 Feet Under just recently. And I at the same time picked up the Pretender series, seasons 1 through 4, and the 2 TV movies. So those are my first two things to show you guys. So I just finished the first season. It's going real fast, so it's cool to revisit.
I like The Pretender. I watched it with my mother when it came out.
So those are my first two.
Both of those were on my to-do list, just never really fully got to them.
Oddly enough, the figurines is actually only one item for me. I was like, I'm just going to throw them all at once.
Yeah,
all right, throwing you up there.
All right, so I will kick off with my Christmas stuff. Honestly, it's not much. I had a pretty simple request for Christmas this year, which was I was planning a trip, and I wanted money and whatnot to make it easier to do the trip. So I did not ask for much media, and most of what I got was a direct result of me forgetting, I guess you could say, a cardinal rule with when I'm out doing Christmas shopping with certain individuals, I should not say, I would like to have this, because I will probably get it. Even if I say specifically, look for this when it's on sale. That will not happen. They'll get it right then and there. And that happened with all 4 of the items I ended up getting. And one of them, there's a store, a discount outlet near us, Blue Streak. I don't know, Dave, if you have that where you are.
I don't think so.
But it's basically on the weekends, they pile the aisles up with shit. And a lot of it is shit. And it's like one flat price for almost everything. And the price goes down as the week goes on. And we were there on the weekend. And I was like, okay, if you guys want to come back in a couple of days when this is about $4 cheaper, feel free. I was going to go back the day after Christmas if I didn't get it. Sure enough, they bought it right then and there. But as a music collector, I was feeling for a long time that I had a major multi-billionaire hole in my collection. So I finally have a Taylor Swift album, 1989, Taylor's version, of course. So, yeah, good times. Glad I finally had it.
Classy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just getting these things as I run into them. So this first one I got because it was on sale by Amazon, and I did not get this, and I did want it because I am a Kevin Smith collector. And so I got my copy of the 4K version of the 4:30 movie. It's his newest film.
Need to see that.
I have yet to see it. I think it's the only film of his I have not seen. So,
that's Kevin Smith.
Yep. Actually, it was Kyle that told me about this because I did not even think about it at the time. I was like, oh, is it? Okay. I must have put it out of my head because I usually listen within those circles, but I didn't, didn't listen. And then I heard it, and it's a pretty hefty one. I mean, you can see it's kind of like a little VHS looking thing on it. And it's pretty cool looking. And it's steelbook too.
Nice looking set.
All right. I guess I shall talk about the elephant in the room. Brandon, you decided to tell me that I'm getting older because you got me a big giant green diaper, and you send along some nipple clamps to go along with it. So, no, actually, these are clips that I can put up. This nice green, still in the package, back screen. So, thank you for that. So now I can imagine I'm in anywhere I want to be. And my sister, for Christmas, ended up giving me this nice PS5 camera to go along with my PS5.
Okay.
Might even be useful with some of the scenes you're filming for Tales 2. So, hey.
Quite possibly.
Okay, this next one was completely random. We were at Barnes and Noble. I saw something that caught my eye. I said, okay, I'm going to have to read this. And I actually found it and put it on hold at the library a few days later. And then I got it for Christmas. And I was like, okay, well, I don't need that hold. I'm making an effort to read more Japanese fiction. Generally world fiction. I'm a big fan of Latin American lit, Swedish lit, but I'm enjoying Japanese lit. And I saw between that and just the title and the cover, I was like, I must read this book. And then I got it for Christmas. And it's a book by Shio Ishida called We'll Prescribe You a Cat. I know you can appreciate this one, Brandon. It looks fun. It's not very long either, so I might actually be able to get to this one sooner than later. We'll see.
Well, I actually have Dave to thank for this because I watched it for the Versus Awards. And it was running cheap, $5. So I added it to my 4:30 movie. And that was A Disturbance in the Force.
Ah, that was a good one.
So, it sounded like a fun one, and I enjoyed it when I watched it for the Versus Awards. So, damn you, Dave. It's $5 I'll never get back. I'll laugh, I'll cry, I'll kiss my $5 goodbye.
Alrighty. I guess I'll do this as spurts. So I'll do the stuff that I got at Big Lots, which isn't a very small thing. So the first thing I picked up from Big Lots, I'm not sure exactly when. I think it was before Christmas. Was the Cabaneri, the Iron Fortress, which I have not gone on about in any of my own videos. But then my next trip, since our Big Lots is closing, I decided to pick up Gumby the movie, copy of a independent horror movie called Horror High, and Doctor Who, the animation collection. So that concludes my Big Lots trips.
Good times. And of course, check out the video on this channel where we went on about Cabaneri, a couple months ago? It's pretty cool. All right, my next one. Sometimes you see random stuff. The other one amused me. This one looked like, holy crap, I must read this because it is right up my alley. And that is a book by Georgianne Eubanks called Saving the Wild South. And it's subtitled there, The Fight for Native Plants on the Brink of Extinction. It basically profiles, I think it's 10 rare species from the South, 10 plus, because a couple of the profiles cover a couple of related species. Looks pretty good, pretty informative. I'm really looking forward to a read through on this. Again, don't know when I'll get to it. Right now, I'm focusing more on writing than reading, but this one is near the front of the line.
Moves so fast.
Yeah, we got a lot to get through.
Well, we have friends that are in low budget films. Matter of fact, I just turned in all of the information for the short film that's going to be in the second Amityverse film.
All right.
That was the first time I got paid for the film, and Jake got paid too for that one. So, friend of ours, Cody, the tutor, is in this film, and I said, okay, fine, I'll get this. And that is the release of Camp Blood 9. This is the specialty box set, which I'm probably going to have this put somewhere else because it's big and bulky, but this is the actual disc. I'm a Camp Blood collector. So, you know, I'm kind of glad to have it in my collection. I like the series, so we'll see if it's hopefully better than 666 Part 2 was.
Alrighty. So this small section is all the anime that I picked up on my own, per se. So I'll just go quickly through this pile. I got Akame ga Kill, the complete series.
Good series.
Baki, the complete series. Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Fate Stay Night, the complete series. Then I've got this one that's called New Cutie Honey.
Okay.
The Cutie Honey Universe Complete Collection. And Cutie Honey. And then, of course, I picked up F, A Tale of Memories and Melodies in one Blu-ray set. And then because I bought this with it at the time, Kisdom R. I haven't gotten into this one because it's totally subtitled. So that's it for that.
All right. And we'll be doing F pretty soon on the channel too. Yippee. Working on finishing that one now. The next one up is one that I would have absolutely bought on the November Criterion sale, except that they released it about 2 weeks later. But I am making sure as they come out, which they're doing way too slowly for my taste, to pick up the Coen Brothers films as they get Criterion releases. And very recently, they put out a release for No Country for Old Men, which is a pretty nice release. There's a pretty decent number of special features there. Definitely an upgrade from the basic DVD collection I already had. This, of course, is a classic film, the one that finally got the Coens a Best Picture win and a Best Director win. Good, solid film for anyone who's never seen it. I definitely recommend it. And very excited that it's now in the Criterion collection.
Well, I'm sure we'll be seeing some Coen stuff next month.
Some what?
We're going to be watching at least one Coen film next month, I'm sure. So, this next one is one that apparently is going out of print. And I couldn't let that happen because
you're going to keep it in print.
Well, I couldn't let it go out of print and me not get a copy of Catnado.
Nice.
The forecast is clawful.
Oh God, that looks awful. I love it.
It does. And that's my reason for getting it. So yes, I did pick this up basically because it was what it was.
All right. I guess I'll do a onesie this time around because this wasn't technically a pickup. It was a hand-me-off from Tammy because she upgraded to like a limited edition version of this. She really likes Led Zeppelin, and this is The Song Remains the Same, the 2-disc DVD. So she gave me this one. She bought her upgraded copy.
Very nice.
Yep. All right, my next two, I am almost sure I have not presented yet, but they're big and bulky, and this seemed like the ideal time to make sure I get her done. So if I did these somewhere back in the ether, my apologies. But I picked both of these up a while back on sales. They're both freaking awesome. The first one is a Shout Factory release. And it's Cartoon Saloon's Irish Folklore Trilogy.
Nice.
Which brings together The Secret of Kells, Song of the Sea, and the previously unreleased Wolfwalkers, which I don't know if they have done a separate one since then.
It's the only way you can get Wolfwalkers still.
They're all excellent films. Song of the Sea in particular is my favorite of the bunch. Wolfwalkers was awesome. And this is just a really nice, cool-looking little set. If I remember correctly, it's kind of wonky in the way the discs are included, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. They got this little foam thing going.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But it looks cool.
It does.
And it is, all three of these are essential to the collection. So I'm very happy to have that one.
Yeah, I'm wanting to let Wonky go a little bit for Blu-ray because Blu-ray is a little bit more durable. But I won't let Wonky go for DVD because DVD scratches all to hell very quickly. Hence my reason for purchasing an upgrade for Bender's game, for instance, and getting the Beast with 1,000 Backs. I'm doing a custom DVD case for that because that case is basically says I'm going to scratch the DVD up.
Right.
But my first actual Christmas gift, my mother and Kim ordered off of my Amazon list, and I saw this and I added it to the list for a whim, which is Creepypasta, which is a anthology series based off of creepypastas. Both Kim and I watched this last year, and we liked it. We both enjoyed it. So I was like, I'll wait for it to come on sale, cheap, like $5 cheap. Well, I guess cheap is free is good. So,
and I thought that Dane had actually put something in for something called Creepypasta too. So I'm not sure if one of his things is on it or not. So,
hard to say. I didn't see his name, but you never know.
But I guess I'll go with the stack that Brandon sent me. So I guess we'll go with his all-time favorite, Amityville Turkey Day. I have not watched it yet, but I've heard it's a marvel in the independent industry. So,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to checking it out once I actually pick up a copy of the first one. Then I guess he gave me two. Are these French? The Red Balloon and White Mane. Those are French, right?
They are French short films.
The Red Balloon, in fact, Red Balloon is part of the inspiration for the whole I like French films.
Directed by Albert Lamaresse. So looking forward to checking those out. Short films that actually got releases.
For the longest time, the Red Balloon was considered the film that was just like, this is French art and it's going out of control, basically, that concept.
And he also gave me a copy of Masayaki Iwasa's Lou Over the Wall, Ride Your Wave, Mind Game, and then he gave me seasons 1 and 2 of Code Geass.
Good series.
That's a pretty good pickup there.
even though Brittany hates it, so you know.
Yeah, I'll be curious when we eventually cover it.
She seems to hate a lot.
She does. Geass, I have seen and I have thoughts on it, but I don't get extreme hate.
I've got a slightly larger collection for that series.
Yeah. Takes up a little bit of space.
Yep.
Speaking of collections that take up a little bit of space, Although my collection, being limited so far to 2 seasons, takes up a fraction of the space that Brandon's does. And I'll probably never get the limited sets for seasons 2, 4, and 5. But I did pick up the 3rd plate of Food Wars, the nice bonus edition here. I have seasons 1 and 3 like this. So if I end up getting 2, 4, and 5 in standard, I would like to have all 5 like this. But, they take up a lot of room. And I have yet to see a single episode. So I have less investment in it. So I was able to get this cheaply. What's up?
I've seen the first 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've watched these videos, you've seen Brandon's unboxings. Sentai really went all in to make these cool sets. So they've got that.
Those had it. I was surprised the 5th one came out. But it did. I'm kind of glad because now I've got them stacked in like this little like pyramid formation in my living room. All right, so a upgrade that I got for Christmas, which is one that I was not willing to buy because of the price, because Shop Factory tends to charge a lot for their stuff.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to upgrade my flipper copy, and that was Death to Smoochie.
Aha.
I mean, this is during that time where Robin Williams was trying out his hand at playing bad guy characters. And this one was probably the most raunchy bad guy character that he did.
Oh, yeah.
Like, outright hateful. The others kind of had that very creepy, almost basically darker side of, kind Robin Williams. This one was full-on raunchy as hell, Robin Williams.
Right.
This is stand-up Robin Williams.
That was done around the same time as like 1 Hour Photo, too.
Because
he was doing a string of serious films.
He did that one, and Insomnia came out like the next month, and then he did 1 Hour Photo that summer. That was a dark year.
But this one's about basically this guy's on a kid show played by Robin Williams. And then this dude who wears a dinosaur outfit ends up stealing his thunder, and Robin Williams gets mad and tries to kill him, basically.
Yeah. Isn't it directed by Danny DeVito?
Yes.
Yeah. he tends to have those rather dark ones.
Alrighty, so I guess I'll do my Sterling stack. Sterling just recently, last week, announced he was going to have like the last sale he was going to have for a while. So I decided to take him up on that offer. And I got, let's see, we got Deadly Culture, The Final Mutation, Zombie Chronicles Infection Zone, Deadly Culture Species X, and Zombie Chronicles Regeneration. And I believe next week I'll probably go to him for the box for that. But I have the box for these coming on the way, supposedly. I picked up the Sterling Blu-rays of Drifter, Beyond the Wall of Fear, Dark Zone 13, Parts 1 and 2, Channel 99, and Odd Noggins.
Yeah.
And I guess Channel 99, I guess I picked up the DVD of that too. Just because I've been an avid fan of Joe Sherlock's for a while, but I'm also executive producer on both Dark Zone 13 and Parts 1 and 2. So,
plus, Dark Zone 13 has Boris in it. So, yeah.
And then, of course, yeah, it does. So, those of you who don't know, the Tales of the Forgotten actually stems straight from a short film that was in Dark Zone 13. And I also picked up. I went to Dave and asked for the straight Blu-ray of Camp Blood 9, Bride of Blood, and I also picked up Camp Blood Shark, Clown Shark.
Yeah, Clown Shark.
I'm not sure why they went that way, but I guess.
It's because of who directed
Yeah, Mark Polonia.
Polonia is known for doing shark films. Lots and lots of shark films.
Yes.
Yes.
And they're not always good.
Not always, huh? So my next up is again something rather different. I did get a lot of gift cards for Christmas. They're not as useful for traveling as cash is, unfortunately, but they come in handy. But I placed this order before going. I can't remember if I used the gift card or if I just went ahead and placed the order. It actually would have been very useful because I was traveling in the Carolinas, but also it's winter. So, yeah, how useful maybe. But I saw this on Amazon. I was like, I got to have it. And it's called a book called Wild Orchids of South Carolina, Popular Natural History. I am a huge orchid geek, and I love my locally specific plant guides. So I figured I needed to grab this. And it's a pretty nice looking book. It's slightly out of date because science changes all the time, and the book is almost 20 years old at this point. But still, glad to have it in the library.
All right, so this one goes back to another one I got from Mo. We're not going to see a lot more from Mo's. I don't think I even have any. I think this is the last of the stuff I've got from Mo for now. Because a lot of the stuff I got from Mo has been previously watched, and I do not enter anything in my collection that is previously watched until I have watched it. Mm-hmm. So I did get this
subsequently watched,
which is an Arrow set, which is Female Prisoner Scorpion, the complete collection. This is a Japanese series about a female prisoner who they've nicknamed Sanchez. No, Scorpion. And this has all the films in the collection. 701 Scorpion. This one here. Jailhouse 41. And we got this one here. I actually like her civilian attire because she kind of dresses like a dark version of Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah.
Female Prisoner Scorpion Beast Stable. And then finally, 701's Grudge Song. Now, essentially, basically, she was done wrong by a boyfriend who was a police officer, and then he ended up framing her and putting her in jail. And then she just gets mad and goes on vengeance tirades to kill everybody. And that's basically the summary of all three of the movies. Four of the movies, essentially. So, but fun movies, nevertheless. And you probably like it, Jake, because there's a lot of nudity in it. And this is a Japanese woman's prison.
Woohoo!
Okay, so I'm going to do another onesie here, just because it was something that I specifically went and picked up, specifically for a discussion we did over the Christmas holidays. I went up and picked up the Peanuts Deluxe collection of short films, which it has 6 remastered. Be My Valentine, It's the Easter Beagle, It's the Great Pumpkin, You're Not Elected, A Charlie Brown, and A Charlie Brown Christmas. So I'm glad that I picked it up now that I have the option to pick and choose to watch the Peanuts in my collection. Now I just have to go back and get the 1960s and 50s and whatnot, because I've got a nice array of Peanut stuff now, since I remember showing you guys those gigantic, like, comic book related Peanut books that I made.
They salted and unsalted.
All right. My next one is also tied to a recent discussion on our Movies Galore channel. This was one that Brandon gave me. I believe you had said that you had upgraded it. So it's a Scream Factory release of Willard, a lovely story of a boy and his rats. And it was fun. We had a good discussion on that, but glad to have that in the collection. One day I need to watch the remake. Who knows when I'll get to it, but one day.
You know, it's funny because I actually basically ended up with 2 copies of it, and I don't know why.
Huh.
So these are 2 movies I gave to Kim, but I figured it's media, so it is going to go into the collection because we kind of merge ours downstairs for the most part. And this one was interesting because in London, she was looking for 2 particular items because they're not in print here in the United States. And apparently they're not in print in London either. But I really wanted to get those because she was really eager. And so I did some DVD and Blu-ray hunting. Well, we both came down with an illness on the last days of the trip. Kim got hit first, and I was feeling it, but I was still up and about. And I had talked with this dude at the movie store FOP, which is where they sell a lot of movies. It's actually kind of cool. It's 3 floors. You got your CDs and music on the top floor. On the ground floor, you've got movies, CDs. You got kind of a mix of like the new releases and stuff. And then on the bottom floor, it's all DVDs and Blu-rays, like in the basement. And the guy basically said, yeah, there are none here, but I know a guy at one of these stores here, at a secondhand store over in this area here. And I'm like, oh, well, our hotel is going to be in that area. That's within walking distance. Well, walking distance for me. And so when we got there, Kim was kind of delirious in the bed. So I was like, okay, this is my chance. So I said, I'm going to go check out that toy store that I saw, which is a 5-story toy store. I went on the walk quickly and I picked up these 2 items so that she could have them on Christmas Day. The first is a release. This is a Netherlands release, but it is all region. And that is the movie Tormented, which is a slasher. But the people who end up, basically, a bunch of bullies end up causing a kid to do something that would be bad for YouTube that ended up in him dying. So I can't really mention it. But he came back in order to start killing off the bullies. And this is actually really good. The guy who plays the lead bully, I can't think of his name, but he does a really good job. They might as well be the Droogs from Clockwork Orange, but they're really good. I don't know. Have you heard of this one, Dave? You usually hear about this stuff. You're on mute.
I know about the movie. Whether or not there are any releases in the U.S., I do not know.
It was a good movie. I actually saw it. I have not seen this next one, which is, I think, a miniseries, which is Dead Set, which this is the British release. This is also a region free release. So this also plays on anything. So this one also is out of print in the UK, but you can see definitely the European stamp on it. And this is, I believe, an undead zombie type series. I have never heard of it. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet because it's a miniseries and they take some time. And someone want to watch it with me. So, But I don't know if y'all have heard of these 2. I know you said you heard of Tormented or if y'all had seen either of those, but they're fun looking films.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll do the stuff, some of the stuff that I picked up from Mo because he forgot to send a few things that were with this stuff, but it should be here this week. So, one thing I saw in his collection that I did not have was Tokyo Godfathers. So I now have it.
Good film.
And I also saw he had Oko's Inn, which I did not have as of yet.
Also a good one.
We can we can now safe to say if any one of you wants to choose either one of those. And I decided to save this from anybody else because I know he got this series from you, Jake. The Inuyasha box set series, which he forgot the final movies, which he's sending like this week. So I believe there are 7 seasons in this set.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it for Mo, besides the head of the family and bride of the family that I got. So
good times. All right. My next up was one that was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. I believe this was one of our Versus Awards for Best Picture Only nominees, which is kind of strange. But it was a fun one that I enjoyed, and it was the Jordan Peele's Nope. Very interesting movie. I've actually have watched this copy. It's just been sitting there waiting for the longest time to be presented. So, yay, it can actually get filed away somewhere now. But
well, I still do want a copy of that. That movie was so wicked.
Right.
I enjoyed that one. So this one I was debating on because, again, I try not to show too many of these off here. These are because I don't usually try to get bootlegs, but when a series is unavailable and I was curious about it, and the only way to really watch it was not so legally, I went ahead and I got a bootleg copy of World's End Harem, which, is an 11-episode series. It definitely references the need to read the manga for the rest of the story. But essentially, the concept of it is you got this dude who goes into a deep sleep because he's got this meningitis, so they decided to freeze him until they can create an antidote. So he wakes up 5 years later and finds out that there is a virus that wiped out like everybody but maybe 5 men in the entire planet. So he's under tremendous pressure to give of himself to propagate the species, but he's very resistant to this because he's got a girlfriend, and he needs to find out if it's okay from her first. But the problem is she's kind of missing. Now, this one has a lot of boobies in it.
Yeah.
Crunchyroll has this, but their way of censoring it is basically to cover half of the screen with a giant black bar. And that's worse than the swimsuit thing. At least I can see the people with the swimsuit on that they put it on, but that's just like most of the screen is blacked out. So I had to get this in order to see it. But it's not terrible. Last episodes, I had to switch to a different Blu-ray player to watch the last episode. Okay. But it works, and I don't know if I'll watch this again. But I was glad I got to see it once. Finally, I may read the manga if I can find a free way of doing it.
That sounds quite intriguing.
Okay. Oh, your turn, Dave. Hey, baby Rosie.
Rosie.
Hey.
All right, sorry. My last stack here has to do with games. This took a while to come out. Originally, it was supposed to be out like way before, but the Killer Clowns from Outer Space limited box set, and Tammy ended up getting it for me as a delayed birthday present from years before. So
that is a cool looking set. It looks like a VHS.
Yeah, it does. So there's that.
Playable offline.
And I'll just name off the titles. Titles here. Picked up Ark for PS4. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, which there's barely anyone playing multiplayer on. Saints Row. Picked that up for the PS5. Borderlands. Took me a while to find a copy for a good price of the original Borderlands on PS4. Dark Forces Remastered, which that's awesome to play through. It reminds me of old Duke Nukem stuff. Forspoken for the PS5. Plague Tale, Innocence, and Requiem for the PS5. Alone in the Dark. I'm really liking this one. I have to go back and play a little bit more of that one. Tormented Souls. It's interesting. Just, playing through it. Oh, this takes me back. The House of the Dead remake. Although they still need to come out with number two on something. The Walking Dead, the definitive Telltale series. This was Tammy's Christmas present to me. Silent Hill 2.
We just beat that game.
Layers of Fear, which Brandon told me about, and it took a long time for it to come out. Got the Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 remastered for the PS4. And I also got it for Switch because I was impatient for this to come to me. And these are my two recents. Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, and Jedi Survivor, which I still have to check out. So those are my that's everything.
Okay.
Well, I guess it'll just be me and Jake from here on out.
Yep.
But Dave can comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I just beat Silent Hill 2, so it was pretty cool playing it all the way through. Very, very dedicated to the original.
All right, my next one up is a multi-film set that I picked up on a recent Kino Lorber sale. And I know Brandon has his obsession with the Japanese Lupin the Third franchise. This, I think, goes back to part of the origin for that, if I'm not much mistaken, which is the Arsène Lupin collection, which collects 3 old films. I believe these are French films. From, you got The Adventures of Arsène Lupin from 1957, signed Arsène Lupin from 1959, and Arsène Lupin versus Arsène Lupin from 1962. I have never seen these, but I have enjoyed the Lupin the Third stuff, and this definitely looks pretty interesting. And it was on sale, and I was like, damn, I'm going to grab that.
Hells to the yeah. All right. So, Shout Factory had their sale. I wanted to go ahead and keep because I've got all of Shaun of the Sheep. So Shaun the Sheep. So I went ahead and got the Christmas special, which I'm going to probably end up watching next year. There's several of these that are Christmas that I got that aren't going to be watched. I don't like watching stuff that's Christmas oriented when it's not the holidays. That's the reason why a lot of people are like, yeah, Silent Night, Deadly Night came out finally. It's like, yeah, after Christmas. I don't plan on even thinking about purchasing it till November. So, but this one I purchased beforehand. It just came a little bit too late. I guess we're going straight to you, Dave. Not to you, Dave, to Jake, because you're out, Dave. Yeah.
You're out. No.
That's okay. I can go through my stuff quickly. So
okay. Another Kino Lorber one. This was definitely an upgrade. I have this on DVD, and the Kino actually went all in and made a really nice release of Ang Lee's Brokeback Mountain. Very Oscar-winning film. This has some pretty good special features. That's not a bad release there. And like I said, on sale. I am working slowly but surely to upgrade my collection, so very glad to have that upgraded, and that'll be a really good placeholder until Criterion eventually does a release.
So Kim decided she wanted to surprise me with something not on my list.
Yeah.
I actually cannot use this to replace my copy because, well, my copy is on a 3-movie set. But she got me this limited edition steelbook of Shaun of the Dead, which is a rather cool looking steelbook.
Nice.
I mean, it's a good film. It's not my favorite of the 3, oddly enough. That'll be Hot Fuzz of that trilogy.
Yeah.
But still, it's a classic film. I mean, I can watch it now in 4K, which is kind of cool. Not sure when. I don't know. I need to give this another chance. I didn't like it as much as most people, but it's kind of cool that she still thought about it, tried to do something kind of cool. So,
Okay, I guess I have one more silly present that I was given that my dad thought was cute.
All right, I'll throw that over
He
there.
picked me up a little can of pickled gherkins. He used to call me Spud or Pickle when I was a kid. So he thought it was hilarious. And supposedly, if you put gherkins on a tree, a Christmas tree in some cultures, supposedly it's supposed to give you good luck. I don't know whether that's true or not, but there you go.
Just up in the can on it.
All right. Next up, I honestly cannot swear to where I picked this up. I think it was on sale and I grabbed it for that reason. I believe this is a movie that did pretty well in last year's Versus Awards, if I'm remembering correctly. Not this last one, but you know what I mean. But it's the third in a solid series, Clerks 3. This is a pretty nice collection here. It actually has a few special features. It's nowhere near as cool as his Clerks collection, but that's a nice addition to put on the shelf. This was a surprisingly good way for them to close out the series. So
it was.
It may not be done, but we'll see.
Cody, who is a friend of ours, his son is an aspiring micro-budget filmmaker. He's actually rising in his own stardom. So he actually finished his first feature film, which is a Christmas film, called Santa Crawls, which I went ahead and got to be supportive. Again, I'm probably not going to watch it until Christmas time. Maybe I'll do a Christmas in in July, but depends on how I'm feeling in July, really. So one night, Santa flies out to deliver presents to children around the world. However, he crashes his sleigh and becomes a scary and demented Santa, causing destruction and terror. Many people are killed. Children hope Santa can return to his joyful self for the holly jolly Christmas. Well, it's 60 minutes. If you want this, you can contact him personally, and he'll tell you how much and how to get it out to him.
Okay. Next up, we have a Netflix miniseries. And again, I honestly don't remember how this ended up in my collection. I feel like I might have bought it off of Dane, but I can't swear to it. But it's the miniseries, Michael Flanagan's version of The Haunting of Hill House, which I've heard good things.
Actually, that came from me.
It came from you. Okay, I figured it was one of the above. But yeah, that's been sitting there for a while. Lose track after a while. But yeah, did we watch this? I can't remember.
I don't think so. It was on Netflix. It was a really good miniseries, and there's season 2 of it now, which is probably what I think I upgraded because the 2-season set was cheaper than the second season on its own. So
okay. Good.
I liked them both.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen all of the second season. I saw half of it.
I feel like maybe I saw this part. I cannot swear to it, but I look forward to seeing it.
It was really good. Really well done. So, the one video game I got, which is Mario and Luigi Brothership. This is one of the Mario RPGs series that this is what Mario RPG kind of evolved into. And I've heard it's not that great, but I did want to go ahead and get it because I've never played one of these. I played Mario RPG and I played Paper Mario, but I need to play, I guess, one of these Mario and Luigi games. And there's not much else I can say about it.
Okay, I guess I have one last one. And
All right.
Brandon, when you went to France, you brought me back a bronze statue of the Arch de Triomphe. So thank you for that. My dad used to, when he traveled for his work, when he went to France, oftentimes he would bring back something similar. And it was either between Napoleon Bonaparte and this. Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah, actually, our hotel was literally right there. We were on the Champs-Elysees, and the restaurant was literally one block down. And that bad boy is massive. Was it me or you? Was it you next, Jacob? I can't.
Yeah, I'll be next.
Okay, there.
Okay. And my next one is also actually one that I've watched this copy, and it's just been sitting there for a while waiting to be presented. And this is obviously this past year was light for the MCU. They basically put out Deadpool and Wolverine and a couple of series. But the previous year, they swung in the mist with a couple of movies, but they also knocked one out of the park, and that was this one, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Mm-hmm.
Really solid movie, really solid end to the first leg of the franchise. We know there's going to be more Guardians movies, but as far as the original concept of the team, this kind of closed it out for them. And it's a good, solid movie. A lot of fun, a lot of feels. One of the stronger Marvel movies.
Yep, good movie. I've actually got a 10 from the theatrical showing. So this next one came from my mother. She pulled again from the list. This has been on my list for ages, which is the remake of Lord of the Flies. This version gave me nightmares as a kid.
Oh, man.
Because of what they did and how they came. I mean, the idea that basically you remove anybody from civilization, they become really kind of uncivilized, and this happened with these kids. And I've had the original version forever. And I don't know why, but I always feel like I should have the remakes or originals, so it kind of was there and it just kind of stayed on my list. So I'm kind of glad to get a hold of a copy finally, because I never really had the motivation to buy it for myself. So it's kind of cool to have a Blu-ray copy of this. One of these days I'll watch the original version. Maybe I'll watch both of these back to back or something. It's pretty cool.
All right. Next one is a movie from a franchise that I really enjoy, but I've actually not seen this movie yet. I would not call these high art, but I would call them fun movies. And that is the fourth movie in the Hotel Transylvania series, which is called Transformania. It's good times, I'm sure. Like I said, the first three in the series are a lot of fun. I look
The
forward
first
to
about Adam Sandler voicing Dracula.
Yeah, Adam Sandler. I think Adam Sandler and Kevin James both sat this one out. I know there were reasons. I can't remember why, but
they had good sound-alikes for it.
What's that?
They had a good sound-alike for it, and the person who did the part was there. I was surprised that it actually got a release because, it was released digital only for the longest time.
Yeah.
But they decided, okay, yeah, we'll go ahead and do a physical.
Right.
They're fun movies.
Yeah, I was surprised too.
Well, the big gift that Kim got me this year was the Jurassic World Ultimate Collection. Which is all of the Jurassic Park movies and Jurassic World movies up to date because new one's coming out.
The most important films to date. On
4K. So we've got the first three Jurassic Park films, which they're only three. And then we have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and Jurassic World Dominion.
That's a monster of a set.
Yep.
I've been debating replacing this for the longest time. But this is my previous Jurassic Park DVD set.
Okay.
I love that. The fact that it opens up like this and it has that. It's a cool DVD set, but I'm kind of glad to upgrade because I've been wanting to upgrade to Blu-ray for a while.
Right.
Now I just want to get that Rocky 4K set, and I'm good.
You know what I realized the other day that's depressing as hell? Rocky, and for that matter, Jaws and Monty Python and the Holy Grail are all celebrating their 50th anniversaries this year. Isn't that something? So my next, pretty much all the rest of mine will have the theme of Blu-ray conversions.
Mhm.
But the first one comes with something extra. Disney has done a bunch of 2-movie collections, and I have not always chosen to go with those. But in most cases, if I feel like I'm more than willing to have both versions, I might as well do it. So this movie collection brings together the 1989 classic Little Mermaid and the slightly less classic recent live-action version. Whatever the haters say, the live-action one had some definite positives, but it also wasn't extraordinary. The 1980s version is quite classic, even though a couple of the songs haven't aged that well. One thing I did like was that the most problematic lyrics in Kiss the Girl were changed in the remake. But, other than that, it's a good pairing there. And it takes up very little space on the shelf, certainly less than the original DVD collection did. So it's good times.
The most positive thing for me about the remake of Little Mermaid was the thing that everybody else complained about.
What's that?
The choice of Ariel. That was, to me, the best thing because she knocked it out of the park.
She was good.
She was probably the best choice.
Personally, I liked Javier Bardem and Melissa McCarthy in the movie. I thought they were both good. But
if you were going to do that, they needed to have Ursula be played by a drag queen. But,
yeah.
But in any case, though, to me, the rest of the movie, there's a lot of it that was very uncanny valley for me.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and I got a hold of Dakota Ray's newest short film, which is House of the Wizard's Blackened Soul.
Yeah,
I need to watch his last film. The problem was I really like Dakota Ray's films. I never fell out of love with his films. It's just they make me feel very down because they're very depressing and dark. And 2023 was an extremely depressing and dark year. And 2024 was, for the most part, a very extremely depressing and dark year. I need time where I'm in good mental health for an extended period to watch these films. So I'll get to them when I have good mental health. They are really well done films. They're very well put together.
Oh, he's definitely tapped into some talent there after he went for his schooling. Per se, I think he actually got better over time.
Okay. I had a less than extraordinary reaction to my. I think I've watched one, but whatever. Anyway, next up is a classic, and it's actually one that I've added to the collection multiple times. I'm kind of hoping this will be the last time. Another film that was recently remade to mixed results, but mostly good, is the old Western, The Magnificent Seven, which, of course, you got Yul Brynner, Eli Wallach, and Steve McQueen. This edition has quite a few bonus features. This is a Shout Select edition. It's very nice. It directly replaces a DVD copy I already had. Unfortunately, I now have 2 copies of the film because I also have this 4-movie set that I'm getting rid of this unless I get it in Blu-ray or a better version. So I've got this now in two versions, not to mention the remake, but I don't mind too much. It's a great film. It's worth having.
So I like how I am with Shaun of the Dead Also, though, that's the reason why I won't actually get Blood Simple on Criterion, because I have Blood Simple in that Coen Brothers set.
Well, I have 3 copies of Blood Simple because I have the Coen Brothers set, I have the Criterion, and there was a bonus feature that Criterion didn't keep that was on the collector's edition that was awesome. It was one of the best bonus features ever, and I had to keep it. So, yeah.
Well, this is the last movie one. Everything else is non-movie, some movie related, but not movies or games. This one here is one that my mother got. This was also, I guess, the biggest spend on this because we tried to keep it low this year, but we all stretched our money as far as we could. And this one goes with my Jetsons set because this is the complete Flintstones series.
Nice.
So now I have both of those classic sets that are really from other people's childhoods, but I watched them in my childhood. And this has all of the Flintstone stuff, all 166 episodes. So it's kind of cool to get this. This is a classic. I actually really want to get in on both of them and check it out. I mean, technically, George Jetson is like 3 years old right now, and which makes sense because by the time he's a young adult, things get too polluted down here to survive on the surface. So that we're well on the way for that. So I think that's going to be kind of right there.
Yeah. All right. My next one. This is one that has. I reached my. Let's say I turned into a film geek, film nerd, would-be critic, whatever, upon getting to college. And so that also happened to be a time where there was a lot of independent cinema going on. So there were a lot of independent films that people have probably never heard of that I have sort of a fondness for. And one of them I do have on, I think, DVD. I think I actually had this on VHS. That has probably largely been forgotten, but luckily Kino put out a edition and I had to pick it up. And that is a rare early Owen Wilson thriller called The Minus Man, which features Janine Garofalo, who was in all those movies at that time, Brian Cox, Mercedes Ruehl, and featuring the film debut of Sheryl Crow. Also features my boy Dwight Yoakam. I really enjoyed this movie. When I saw an opportunity to get on Blu-ray, I was like, "Hells yeah, I've got to have this. It's got to be in the collection." Again, I honestly don't remember if it's a DVD upgrade or not. I think I actually do have it on VHS, so I'm glad to finally get it on Blu-ray.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have a like I said, the rest of these are non-DVD movie or stuff, but they're related.
Yeah.
So this one here is from Kim. Matter of fact, all the rest of these are from Kim. And this is something I've been wanting for a while. And she got me one of these LED Pac-Man ghosts, which is something I've got like on my computer. This is the guy right here. He doesn't light up as nice as it looks, but it does look kind of cool when in the dark. Which I'll have him on when I'm discussing the movie tonight. But he's kind of fun to like say as he goes on.
I love those.
So this guy is kind of cool to have around. Put him back up where he's supposed to be. And I'm sure Kim will come in to see him when she comes in later tonight.
Well, and I've kind of forgot about these three because they've been up on my wall here. At Walmart, I didn't go for them. I went for something else, and they didn't have it, but they had these. And I had to string them at the time. So I've got Fatso, and I've got Slim,
Okay.
and then I've got Shorty. And each of these were $35 a piece at the end of the day plus tax. So now they are up on my wall, and I'm not normally a buy something that's not I'm not normally, what is it, a horror a buyer other than movies collector.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Mo also sent along a Toxic Avenger action figure, which I didn't show, but that was cool. So,
Oh, that is cool.
Good deal. All right. Next one, getting back to Disney for a minute. This is one where I go back and forth on this. The completionist in me mostly would like to have the recent remake, but honestly, it's kind of a waste of space, and I don't really have that much interest. And this was still an upgrade from a DVD, and it's still a very nice upgrade. So I just went ahead and got a single movie collection for The Lion King.
Yay.
This is a really nice edition. It's got a lot of bonus features on it. And again, I think when I placed I think this might have been in that last gasp before they closed the Disney Movie Club. And I don't think they had the 2 movie set, but again, the remake just not really worth it. But this one is a classic, and it absolutely was worth upgrading from DVD and saving a bit of space. And glad I've gotten that taken care of.
But it was live action.
Oh, live action, my ass.
although the Mufasa one wasn't too bad, I just saw that.
I need to see that.
I'm curious about it, but
yeah,
I'm in a hurry. So Kim got me one party game, which we were going to play on New Year's, along with Dumpster Fire, but both of them did not get available at the time. And this one is You're Getting Old. She's trying to tell me something. So this kind of plays like Cards Against Humanity, you know, the whole deal.
okay.
You know, where you basically do a bunch of jokes and the funniest ones, you know,
Yeah,
with my friends. So it's kind of fun. It's in the board game shelf, and we'll eventually play it when we get together for a board game night. So it's kind of fun. We ended up playing, I think, Ticket to Ride, which was still cool.
Yeah, that one went pretty well. Okay, next up, got a movie that, again, another upgrade. I have this on DVD. It's a film by Martin McDonagh. I've become a pretty big fan of his. And I enjoyed this movie, but I did think it was overrated. And that was the film In Bruges.
Good movie.
Which features Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, and Ray Fiennes. This is also a Kino Studio Classics release. It actually has some pretty good bonus features. Not a lot, but it's got a few good ones. It is a fun movie. It's interesting. I look forward to seeing it again. And like I said, anytime I can save space on the shelf and get a better quality movie in the bargain, good times.
Very picturesque.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie yet.
Oh,
it's good.
It's the town itself is a good character.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one I know that Jake will be jealous of.
Oh.
I got a book. I got 2 books technically.
Okay.
So I've got this thing here called Accidentally Wes Anderson. So basically, this is people who've gone all around and they've seen things that look like they'd be right out of Wes Anderson films, and they have taken pictures of them.
Huh.
And they have little something they've traveled around the world. Now, this was also an exhibit, and Kim really wanted us to go see the exhibit in the UK, but it left right before we got there. Of course, we got to see the Bond exhibit before it left. So that was still kind of cool. Because, I mean, it was my first time actually seeing a legitimate Oscar in real life.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool. Because they actually had that pulled one of the Oscars from one of the Bond films.
Nice.
This is rather awesome. But still, this is a pretty cool book.
Mm-hmm.
I want to read it eventually.
You know that book is not complete unless there's at least one random picture of Bill Murray somewhere in there.
With Bill Murray, you would never know. Sometimes it's like a photo bomb,
Exactly.
But, that's still some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
I've flipped through it a couple of times. It's just sitting in and actually reading it. That's what takes the time.
Okay.
Almost done with my stuff. Almost.
So something that I would not necessarily call good times. This was a movie that I subjected our Intrepid group to late last year. And this was also an upgrade for me. I already had a really nice collector's edition DVD, but it was bulky and took up space. And this is a nice collector's edition Blu-ray 4K set of Michael Cimino's The Deer Hunter, which features, of course, Robert De Niro, John Cazale, John Savage, Meryl Streep, and Christopher Walken. We had a pretty good discussion on this one for our War Month, if I remember correctly. Yep. Like I said, I'm glad to have it upgraded. It's unfortunate that means I will eventually have to watch it again. It is absolutely worth having in the collection. And like I said, it doesn't take up as much space, so good times.
Nice feel-good film.
Oh, yeah.
Well, speaking of comedy, there is I got one nice little book which is filled with a nice couple of comics, and that is How to Tell If Your Cat is Plotting to Kill You.
Yes. I've been looking at that book.
And it's got various comics and stuff like that, and it's got a fold-out poster in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Which I'm not going to really try and do because I don't want to try and hurt the book. But still, it's fun. I almost got a version of this as a wall calendar, but they discontinued it before I could get it. So it's kind of cool to have it on the shelf. Only one more item for me.
All right. So next up, we're back to the world of, I think we're back to Kino Lorber for the end. No, the last one's a Shout release, but this is a Kino release. And they really went all in for this release. But this one is also a DVD to Blu-ray upgrade of one of the big names in independent cinema. Is Baltimore's own weirdo John Waters. Most of his films are very strange and could be considered an acquired taste. And one of them is a film from 1990 that is a musical starring Johnny Depp. That is the movie Cry Baby. Which you've also got Amy Locane, Susan Tyrrell, Iggy Pop, who shows up in a few of his movies, if I remember correctly, Tracy Lords, Ricky Lake, and so forth. You got an interesting assortment there. This actually has a lot of bonus features. This is a nice addition. And like I said, it takes up a lot less space on the shelf than the previous DVD copy. So I had to grab it. This was a weird movie, and I don't remember it very well. I look forward to eventually giving it another look, but this was one of... What's that?
I said it was a very weird movie.
Yeah. This and Edward Scissorhands were like Depp's major first attempts to break away from 21 Jump Street, and he eventually succeeded, more so with Burton than with Waters, but
Yeah, that was a weird film. One of these days I'll upgrade my DVD copy. I'm glad you're ending on the note because my note's not super high, but Kim and I both really like Invincible, the series. Yeah. And I've always wanted to get into the comics, so she's going to get a digital copy of the first omnibus for me. But with that to represent it, she got me a little Invincible figure.
Nice.
So fun
That's a good
series.
That's a good series.
Demented and dark, but it's very good.
Yes. And the omnibus are massive, but they are very nice. And I want to get that eventually myself. My last one is a Shout Factory release. It is also a collector's edition, but it doesn't have quite as much as that previous. This is also a DVD to Blu-ray upgrade. And it is a classic comedy, romantic comedy by Mike Newell called 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Stars Hugh Grant and Andy McDowell, along with Kristen Scott Thomas, Simon Callow, James Fleet, John Hannah, who I've been watching lately on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in a very different role. And you got some other folks. Rowan Atkinson, of course, is also in this. You got a nice sheep on the cover. That's always a good sign. And this edition has some pretty decent bonus features. It's a 25th anniversary edition. Although now it's depressing to note that this film is now more than 30 years old. But it's a good, solid comedy. I enjoy it. And it was definitely worth getting the upgrade.
Well, I guess that's it.
Yep.
Well, of course, if you all are watching this on Delusions of Grandeur, well, check us out on our channel, SeptumSin versus the World. If you're watching this on our channel, SeptumSin versus the World, check out Delusions of Grandeur. And do yourself a favor, and in a little bit, check us out on Inside Movies Galore. I know that I'll be like, after I end this, I'll be taking a bathroom break and jumping in the shower real quick before we hit the discussion. But where, we're going to be discussing American Pie 2. And Jake here is going to be taking the lead.
All month. If you really want to say something about it, we're doing an American Pie month. So,
woohoo! Yes.
We're going to have so much pie that we're going to get diabetes by the end.
Going for that slice tonight.
I already got diabetes.
So, with that being said, I hope you all have enjoyed this. Click that like, click that subscribe button to both these channels. They're wonderful channels. I thought it was kind of cool to just do a simul stream to boost both of our numbers because, it's good to be able to post these. And check us out on Wednesday as we discuss F.
Check it out.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
And let's see here. I know I have it. I'm checking on as I say, you can do an outro, but I'm looking for it. So I just uploaded it. Well, it is on there. I have it. It's right here. All right, no, where'd it go? Where did it go? Intro, outro. It's funny when you get to these like this. Well, real easy. It's never easy. We do these things, and but that's how we work with this sort of thing. It's how you go, where's it? There's our ender. Oh no, it's too big. That's why. Let me see if I can add one of our old enders, because I have other endings. There we go. It is working.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Indeed.
So I'm going to just throw this up here. And outro video 1 second. And away we go.